It has been a really hard run here the last couple of weeks, getting everything in place for our radiant floor heating system. The concrete was supposed to be poured today, but you can call it a postponement or you can call it a reprieve. It isn't going to happen yet. And so we have this moment to explain to you what's up with this whole system. What are we trying to do? Can you explain what this floor is going to do?
Sure. So it's a concrete floor. It's a 4-inch slab, and it has piping underneath it through which hot water will flow. Exactly how we heat the water and with what appliance is yet to be determined, but that's okay. So the water heats up the concrete and in turn heats up the room and heats up your feet. The insulation underneath it, it's 2-inch rigid foam insulation. That's so that you don't also heat up the ground beneath you. You want to have all that heat stay in the people side of the envelope rather than the earth side of the envelope.
And why are we doing this?
So that we are warm and we burn less wood.
Besides just the manual labor involved with this project, there's also a lot of stress. It's my perspective that when you're building your own home or building your own anything, the stress increases the more you're dealing with articulate technology, where there's specialized knowledge. I don't think it's wrong to want to interact with contemporary, awesome man-made systems, but when you do that, then there are right and wrong. There are characteristics of the technology that you have to inform yourself about, and that certainly happens to off-grid people with solar power. There's that question of, to what extent are we going to become experts in this field of technology, and to what extent are we going to live without this technology in the first place? Those are big questions. And with that said, we're definitely satisfied with the level of knowledge that we have about this, but we're not here to tell everybody how to do it. So please, if you are someone who's going to put a similar system in your own DIY home, please do your own research. But here's what we did.
The dirt floor that was left inside of the foundation had to get leveled. It turned out we filled up just a little too much, so we had to scrape some off and get down to a level surface. Then we put down a vapor barrier, which is a 6 mil plastic. It's just visqueen, and that keeps the moisture of the earth from coming into the house. Over that, we're putting 4 inches of road mix, which is a combination of sand and gravel, and we're compacting that every 1.5 inches or so until we get up to 4 inches. And then I did a little pass where I scraped and redistributed a little bit to make it a consistent 4 inches, and it turned out pretty well, within a 1/4 inch or so, most everywhere. And so after the road mix was nice and flat and clean, we were able to put down the 2-inch foam, and that's just big 4x8 sheets, so it's sort of a cut and fit job. After the foam, we then put in the PEX piping with this fancy PEX stapler, which we borrowed from the concrete guy. Makes putting out the PEX quick and easy, relatively. After that's all in and plumbed to where it goes, I filled it with water to make sure that it was going to hold water. And then we did the 6-inch wire mesh, and that's to prevent cracking in the slab. And it has to stand 2 inches off of the foam so that it sits in the middle of a 4-inch slab of concrete.
Me using scraps and bits of wire because I ran out.
And with that all tied together and reasonably held down to the foam, I think we're ready to pour.
Do you think it was a good idea to do this floor by yourself?
Yeah, I think it was. It was a lot of shovel time and stuff, which isn't my favorite, but and I guess it would have been nice to have a little more help there, but we moved the gravel one truckload at a time, and it was just kind of the way to do it, to put hours in instead of money.
Are you confident that it's going to work?
No, but I've been guided by our concrete guy, and I seem to be doing all the right things. So the design for this floor came mostly out of me, but I did my research. I read up a lot on radiant floor heating for spacing of tubes. I talked to a couple of people who had done exactly this same type of project before to get all of the steps in order and to do it well. And then I took all that information in and then just made it my own and figured out how it made sense to me. When looking for the supplies for the radiant floor heat, I happened upon a supply house online that sold kits. It had everything that you need in order to get your tubing into the slab and even deal with the tubing as it comes out of the slab. So it has a manifold and some valves and everything you need. So I bought a 2-loop kit which comes with 600 feet of tubing, which was just enough for us. Nice kit.
Was that a good choice?
Yeah, I'm happy with that choice because I didn't have to assemble all the parts and make sure this fits into that. It was all sold as a kit, and it's ready to go.
Can you talk about your pace this week?
Well, I've been working in town a lot, so it's mostly been night work. I feel like I've slowed down a little bit because I'm tired. I drink a lot of coffee and usually get up to the house after dinner time or after bedtime, hopefully before 10 o'clock, and I go until I can't anymore, usually sometime before 2 o'clock. And it's been a lot of hours. Remodeling one house during the day and building a different house at night, I guess.
I finished my 3 pages of writing.
Awesome. Are you wearing shoes? Yeah, you wear shoes.
Are you going to go do your knitting? You can hang out a little bit, but then you need to do your road knitting, okay?
Okay.
What happens next?
Well, I stay out of the house for the weekend. It's really hard to walk on the floor as it is. So I think I just keep out until Monday, and then I hang out Monday and watch a floor get poured, which will be exciting. I was charging ahead, trying to get ready for pouring the floor on Friday, and it was going to be a push, but I was going to make it. But then I talked to our concrete guy Thursday, and he said, oh, I meant to call you, and that's never good. So he's postponing till Monday. So now we're really ready. And then I'm not sure how long we have to let it be there before we get to work on putting the finish on and polishing and all that stuff.
Polishing the floor.
Yeah, so we're gonna rent a polisher from the concrete guy. It's just a big floor buffer, but he puts a diamond pad on it and buffs the surface of the concrete, and we can stain it and wax it. That will be our finished floor.
Are you still glad you're building your own house?
Yes, I'm glad I'm building my own house.
How does your family feel about it?
I think they like the house. I don't know how happy they are with me, but I think the house is going to be good. I'm Nick from Fouch Off Grid. Come on back and watch us pour some concrete. Thanks for watching.
Oh my gosh! It's loud.